Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. How about those Cowboys? 37-10 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. We take sole possession of first place in the NFC East. Now 4-3 going into the bye week. Couldn't be more excited after today's victory. A lot of questions this week. Jason Garrett on the hot seat. What's Jerry going to do? How does his team respond after a very disappointing loss to the New York Jets? And we came out and answered the bell today. But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Boss's Ranch. We have our Red River flavor as well as our traditional ranch flavor. Check them out, your local HEB in the cold produce section. The best darn ranch in all of Texas. We love us some Boss's Ranch here at Fanatic Perspective. So guys, this defense stepped up tonight, and I called out a lot of people, starting with DeMarcus Lawrence, right? And even our coaching staff. Everybody answered the bell tonight. I called DeMarcus Tank Abagnale Jr., the way he had been playing, the lack of impact, I felt like, and a lot of people explained, hey, he's been getting double teamed, he's had all these issues. But great players step up, and he was going against another great player in Lane Johnson, and he made an impact on the game early, forcing the fumble on the second possession of Carson Wentz. Jalen Smith stepping up on the first possession, forcing the fumble from Dallas Goedert. Guys, I'm even going no today just because I'm so excited with the energy that the football team came out with, starting with the defense. And look, Doug Peterson played right into our hands, talking his noise earlier in the week. Then he wins the coin toss, elects to receive the football, trying to establish that confidence. And why not, right? When you've seen what you've seen from our defense on tape and the inconsistencies we've had and how we've blown coverage, and we've had a lot of trouble stopping the run. So I could see what the Eagles were trying to establish, but we had so much more juice, even with our four-man rush. Robert Quinn, before he left the game with injury, was fantastic. Malik Collins was making plays. Kerry Hyder Jr. had an impact on this game in the few snaps that he was able to play coming in. And I love Rod Marinelli's adjustment after Robert Quinn goes down. Hey, let's move DeMarcus Lawrence over to the right side to attack Andre Dillard, rookie left tackle, filling in for Jason Peters on the Eagles, and exploiting that matchup. Kerry Hyder Jr. holding it down on the other side. We saw Joe Jackson get in and have some, become a part of the party. So across the board, I'm a defensive line guy. I didn't play defensive line, but in terms of what I look for that can just flip a football game and blow it open the way we saw tonight, I felt like we played, it's like a levels type of thing. Like if we can get that foundation, my foundation of my own is my defensive line, then everybody else can play off of that. Now Jalen Smith can fly the football. Hopefully Leighton Vander Esch and the neck issue is going to be okay. But when he was in there, able to fly around, play in space better, utilize our speed, we're going to get beat sometimes. We got beat sometimes by Jordan Howard tonight. We got beat on the deep over route by Dallas Goedert at one point. But they responded every time, and they responded to adversity big this week. Sunday Night Football, all the talk this week, about Jason Garrett. And the team did play hard. They came out prepared. They were well coached tonight. Moving over, the other point I want to make about the defense as well, Jordan Lewis is your starting nickel at this point. I understand Anthony Brown, was injured and whatnot, but Jordan Lewis, and a lot of us have been asking, where's he been? And the coach is talking about they love him so much. Well, why hasn't he gotten the opportunity to be on the field? He gets a sack on a delayed blitz, and just the presence he has on the run game as well as coverage, he just seems much more confident right now. I still think Cheeto's dealing with some confidence issues, but they kind of have him hidden in the zone a little bit, and having Byron take on more responsibilities on the other side of the field, but we're able to kind of, cover those things up. Xavier Woods coming in and making an interception. So secondary, played much better because we're actually able to generate real pressure. The pressure they had on Carson Wentz consistently all night in the pocket, even when they weren't able to get sacks, they were able to reroute him where they were comfortable and playing coverage behind it. So all three levels of the defense, when you generate 4 turnovers, when you hold an opponent that knows you very, very well, and you guys are competing for first place, and you're able to hold them to 10 points, that's an exceptional effort. Offensively, I felt like we played complementary football. All those turnovers, offense is finally blessed with short field, and we took advantage of it. You heard the broadcast team talk about it being this week it's all hands on deck with all the injuries we've had on offense. Because I'll be honest with you, I think that's been one of the hindrances that's held us back a little bit since we got off to our hard start was the offensive line injuries, then Amari Cooper getting really banged up, Randall Cobb getting really banged up. But the effort that we saw all week in the fight to get guys to practice on Friday. And I think once everybody was able to practice on Friday, they knew they were going to go for Sunday. You saw that focus, and then they were rewarded by their defense. And that's where we talk about the element of complementary football. When you guys get a short field, capitalizing it on touchdowns, right? And then on top of that, we really helped our offensive line with the run game and getting them established, and not just coming out and saying we're going to run the football on first down. A lot of times we've come out in 12 personnel and just try to run left, run right, run up the middle, whether it's duo or outside zone or whatever. There was so much more diversity to our run game today in some of the sets. Even the triple option look that we gave on the pitch to Tavon Austin to start the game. Those are the type of things that we got excited about with Kellen Moore early in the season. All of our bootleg stuff, and it's funny how things just start to kind of, fall into place for you. We start running the football well. We're getting we're getting some more blocks downfield. Now we can get some stuff off bootleg. So now on bootleg, Dak Prescott has a rushing touchdown as well as a touchdown to Blake Jarwin. So those plays move in the pocket. Then we can set up the slant and goes when Philadelphia wants to get super aggressive and bring people up to the line of scrimmage. That's how we want to see this offense operate, and I know they can operate when people are healthy and available. I think last week we were a little too hard on the offense in a lot of ways, considering everybody that was out. And, you're factoring in the 2 missed field goals. They probably should have had 28 points last week, even with all the things they were up against. So getting guys back healthy and having everybody play complementary football. Outstanding leadership also by our quarterback, Dak Prescott. The audible that he made in the red zone on a big third down to get the ball to Randall Cobb when he's reading an all-out blitz, which also leads to another touchdown. Those are just exceptional areas of growth for Dak to recognize that on his own and check out of a play and get into another play in less than 6 seconds. So, when you're looking at all the effort and all the talk about Carson Wentz versus Dak Prescott, and look, Carson Wentz, I think, is a phenomenal talent, and he's going to be, if he can stay healthy, and there's a lot major health concerns. But when I'm looking at Dak Prescott, I love the fact that he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and I love what I have in number 4, just from the measure of leadership, the measure of stability that we have there in critical moments, and how this team rallies around him. You look at how he commands the huddle. You look at he gets into the situation with Malcolm Jenkins, who can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned. And it's amazing how people in this league can put their hands on Dak Prescott before, after the whistle, all this type of stuff. But, we don't get that, the level of protection that is afforded to other quarterbacks, but there's neither here nor there. When you're looking at how Dak Prescott is commanding and leading this football team and the intangibles, those are things that you have to measure and factor in, because you look at our sideline's body language and how he's interacting with guys. Go look at that Eagles sideline and their body language and how they are in their huddle. And these are just little things I notice, I haven't played the game at a much smaller level, but things you notice, even watching as many games as we've watched, you can see the teams that respond to certain guys and the teams that don't. And there's something there going on with Carson Wentz. I don't know what it is, but they're not galvanized the way that the Cowboy guys are galvanized. Now, on top of that, when you have better play calling and, you're playing from ahead, I said the other week, we've gotten too comfortable playing in a hole. But playing from ahead, we're able to now get a lot more Tony Pollard involved. I've been asking for more Tony Pollard involvement. We see some more of the 2-back sets that we've, kind of been asking about. And I think there's a lot they can build on, even still in this offense. And the other thing I will say is this. I have not been more wrong since I started this YouTube channel than I was about Amari Cooper. And when we decided to make the trade and trading the first round pick, and I thought it was too much. He has been a godsend for us. If just him alone, if he plays last week, we win that game. But his presence back again. The way he's able to attack the football in there, especially on those go routes, his route running ability, the way he ran the sluggo route, consistently the back shoulder, and he was targeted, I believe, only 5 times today. He had 5 catches, 106 yards. It just helps you out. So it's such a quarterback friendly wide receiver, and you see him in the number one role. That's what you're looking for. Michael Gallup's going to have opportunity to be a very good number 2. He's going to be able to develop. You have Randall Cobb back in the slot, and we know what we have with Jay Witt at tight end. But Amari Cooper is what makes this whole thing special. And when he's rolling like that, and I can have Zeke going behind him. Zeke was phenomenal today. He seemed to have a little bit more of a burst. Ezekiel Elliott did. I love the ability breaking tackles. He trucked the brother Malcolm Jenkins. Zeke was sensational today and was utilized again in the pass game too. So overall, just great effort, great game plan and game scripting by Kellen Moore. Obviously, he's aided by the turnovers, but that's complimentary football. And the last example, complimentary football, our kicker, maybe Maher is money Maher tonight, right? Getting the 63-yarder in. My man Matthews over here, that's what he always says. I had to steal that from him. But it's just incredible, and I haven't been a Maher fan personally on this channel, but if you do have somebody with the capabilities to kick the ball from that far, it allows you the margin to be aggressive right there at the end of the half and get some points. So I love the aggressiveness throughout the game. Even when they were getting penalties, even when they made mistakes, even when they threw an interception, no matter what they did, the holding penalties, everything was at least aggressive. They were out there trying to punch the Eagles in the face. It was a relentless pressure. They never let their foot off the gas. And that's what we want to see week to week. That's everyone's biggest problem with this team. And when you come out and play like that, you may not be the most talented team every week, but when you come out and play with that type of intensity that they started this football game with, not, even the Dolphins game where they're kind of lulling asleep and then, okay, we're going to wake up in the third quarter. No more of that nonsense. Coming out, handling your business, and having that intensity from the opening snap, from the opening kickoff is key. And that's where Jason Garrett can prove his worth, is making sure that intensity level's there. Because from there, he does have the people I believe in place, whether it's Kellen Moore, whether it's Chris Richard. I think there's enough smart people around to help him schematically with everything. But it starts with the intensity. So I love the fact, they played with so much juice tonight, and they have to keep that going coming out of the bye week. So overall, guys, please let me know in the comments how y'all felt about tonight's game. As a fan watching that, it was, there's nothing else more I could ask for from this football team. So, guys, appreciate y'all. Make sure, if you like the video, hit the like button so others can discover this channel and we can interact with more people, and also subscribe so we can grow our platform, grow our base, so we can continue to make more videos and continue discussing with you guys. So appreciate y'all. Have a great night.